Bonjour! Oh, I'm extra perky today. So we are back in Sunset Valley for another renovation. I'm thinking of doing the school. That would be one of the remaining builds here. There is still the bistro, the Central Park, and City Hall. Also, depending if I counting in the criminal hideout. But yeah, for today's episode, the school. And might be 2 episodes. I'm only having 1 makeover per week. So if it's in 2 episodes, it's going to be the same makeover. So I'm going to have it in the same week, like back to back. So here it is, community school for the gifted. No visitors allowed. 64 by 32. Okay, so the lot assignment, I'm not sure. I'm going to have the theater there, so I'm not going to pick a showtime venue, mostly because I'm not sure when they are open, because the school needs to be open. Like, some of these are restricted, the access is restricted depending on the of the opening hours. I could have it as a student union. I think there is, like this one. It's from University Life. I've used it in my university town, and I think it was open all day long. So maybe I'm going to have it as a student union. I'm thinking that I might playtest it a bit more in depth, because I'm going to do the whole lot, so that it can be played with Ultimate Career, with the updated version by Sonia Yu. So I really need to playtest it so that I see if everything is working properly. So of course it can also be played without, but with that mod in mind, I'd like to put things there. So either student union or maybe a hangout. Not sure yet. I'll decide when I'm playing for a bit, so that I see if the lot is working well. So for now, staying that way. And yeah, it's a very long lot, not that large compared to the length there. I think there is room to work with there. So let's tour a bit the lot and see what it looks like. Here it is. So there's a rabbit hole building there. I really like the esplanade-like part in the front there, that there are like steps leading to that esplanade area where there is the school. So yellow bricks, and yeah, glimpse of the inside. That's my favorite part. That's more of a kiddie room, this one. Looks like it. I wish we had like the same door. And I really like that it's slanted, the blinds there. Okay, similar class next door. And what's upstairs? Oh, upstairs is different. It's more like high school-like, with some older computers. I may not use these. I might use more modern ones. Okay, that's neat. I really like that they are not, the shades, they are not, at the same level. So we have loudspeakers that I can do. Another one here. The entrance is pretty grand. And there is, it looks more like a business than a school, I think, the entryway. It's too closed off. The tile here, okay. Might find something similar. So these are mostly classrooms, I think. Oh, there is a back door. Oh, I really like that part here. I'm going to keep it or have it like very similar. It's perfect. Oh, I would have expected like the cafeteria to be there, but it's not that. Though it could be like a staff office, because Like there is a sink. Ooh. Okay, so that's a corridor over there. Same staff room. Okay. So far I've seen like 3 different rooms to get inspiration from. So that I have an idea of the style of the school inside too. Though I won't have the same items, of course, so I cannot decorate as it is here, but just to give me a better idea, better feel of the whole build, because it's more than just coin corners and yellow bricks. It's a bit too yellow. I think I'll try to have it yellowish, but toned down again. Might be bold beige, as you know would say. Then the rest of the lot, it's pretty much a playground here. It's not a big one. I'm going to actually remove these. My main reason is that kind of next door there is the arcade where there's already the jungle gym there, and you know, kind of a playground. Also across the street, the central park I'm going to do is going to be, it is already festival lot, but there are already items over there to play with, and I'm going to add a bit more because it's a park and we have more, since there is, you know, items from Generations and other packs, and also there is a swimming pool just there. So there is a flag here. Okay, so I'll keep that there, and the bell is there. That fence I don't understand. It looks so out of place here. Yeah, do not get it. So there's a row of benches. Okay. I actually have a few ideas. Here is a quick overview with the back of the building. Mostly, I'm going to keep the school on that hill there, and then I'm thinking of having the school itself over there, here. And then here, at first I thought maybe a gymnasium, but then I don't have a lot of the items that could be used in the gymnasium. Like I'm thinking the rock climbing wall, the basketball hoops. There are objects, items from the store. I'm not using store items. So instead of having a gymnasium, I'm going to have an auditorium. Yeah, I'm going to go more artistic than a sports school, I guess. And so here I'm also going to have items for people working at the theater, like in the music career. And yeah, so a big auditorium there with a scene too, where there can be a showtime show there. That doesn't mean that I won't have a couple sports equipment here and there on the lot so that they can still practice, but at the same time it's also a school for both teenagers and kids, and the kids they don't really practice sports. So auditorium here, and then I'm thinking a parking lot over there, a small one, not a big one, but a small one for the school. Keep the back of the school like that, and also get inspiration from the original rabbit hole building. So it's going to look a bit similar, but also a bit different. And with the auditorium over there, I might have to have it facing this way because the scene is rather big, I think. I've placed it in other lots and I think it's quite big. So if I want to have it there. So that's the plan for that lot. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, let's start on that makeover. So I've called that part main build, but I think it's more like getting to know the lot better and getting the feel of it before really building for sure. I've placed a few things, like for instance the scene from Showtime there, so that I had a better idea of the size. and got rid of the weird fence and rearranged a bit. Did a bit of landscaping in the front because I really wanted to keep that esplanade part, and I wanted to see how it would go. So I actually put the main school building is actually on different levels. So I don't remember exactly when I do that, but yeah, I've put foundation for the main part. So here, doing that. So putting foundation the main part, and then have, like, for instance, the cafeteria area. You'll see it's sunken in. So I've actually played a bit with the different levels on what would be considered the same floor, but here in build mode is not. They are not the same on the same. They're not on the same level. So there are actually. I think I've used the 5 different. The 5-story limit on that building. So there are actually 5 stories, but it doesn't look like it since I've done that split level business. So I've actually struggled with a few things while doing the lot. Mostly, not big struggles. It's just I wasn't sure what direction to take that or that. To explain a bit more, for instance, I did the auditorium here and kept changing the color scheme, the wall, the type of bricks, and even the rooftop, I think. And I had the visit of one of my little cousins. So my little cousin Mad, she visited me while I was doing that, and she was the one to decide on the colors. So if it's beige, that's her. Okay. So that's not that color. I'm going to change. She said she thought it would be better if the darker color was on the lower floor, and the, let's say, brighter one on the top floor, and so I did that later. So the bricks, they're going to be darker there. But that's the auditorium, and actually it's connected on the top floor, is connected to the school. So I've actually placed a few rooms there where the students can go to with activities to do. So another thing I've been struggling with, but small, like tied to the making of the video, is the titles of the chapters there. I'm one of the big thing when I'm building is I'm very disorganized. I usually jump from one area to the other, and when I'm making videos, when I know I'm doing let's build or let's renovate a video, I know I'm trying to be more organized, and that's going to be the final color scheme. The darker on the first floor and upstairs, not brighter. Did I say brighter earlier? Because it's not bright, it's lighter upstairs. So don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, the titles, and so I'm trying to be organized when I'm building with when I'm filming and I'm building at the same time. But there I went totally off script, and I started jumping around. So then when I was editing the video, it was okay, what is that supposed to be now? Where are we supposed to be at? And so that's why if the chapters are a bit weirdly titled, that's because I struggled with them. Okay. Yeah, was it? No, I think it's outside. I mean, the outside part. Just, I was kind of doing some landscaping here and there, and then going back inside to be sure the part I wanted was connected to the area outside. I was just trying to have a logic to the whole build there, so trying to rearrange and shuffle things around. So that's where I realized I wanted to, I think that's where I realized, maybe later, I wanted to have the cafeteria doors leading outside too. And so I actually removed windows I had and put instead doors leading to the cafeteria area inside. And that might be later. Here I'm rearranging the auditorium. So I kept changing it. So I think it's about the final look to it. Well, I'm going to say final, but I might change it again, as I'm not super satisfied with the end result with the school. There are a lot of things I wanted to add or to change. One of them is the white tile. I might talk a bit about it in the second part, because that's the first. I don't remember if I said it's going to be a 2-parter, and that's the first part, and the second part will be out tomorrow. So they are back-to-back the episodes. And here I'm just placing a few things to have a better idea what I want it where. And yeah, I do like building or renovating schools. It's just that as I'm using a lot of mods when I'm playing, I'm always having them in mind, and usually I like to use at least a bit of CC, or in the case of New Place and View, for instance, I had done recolors, so it was easier to decorate some parts because I had done posters for the school, and here I had nothing. And also, since I'm not using sorry, I'm laughing at my title, like adjusting. I have no idea what I meant. So I'm not using recolors for now, at least, and also I'm not using items from the store. So sometimes I was a bit stuck because some items look very weird in a school setting. But then they are the only ones I can use, so that there is that interaction I want for the Sims. So yeah, that part was a bit frustrating when I was building it. I've tried to hide them in other items and see if they are usable. But yeah, so here I'm doing the backstage, but also did like a fake basement with a door leading toward the parking lot. It's not actually accessible because I've put level skip markers here and there so that the lot is not too big, as the school is not surrounded by rabbit holes anymore, but by lots I have renovated and that are full of objects, even though there are like basically no CC. There are quite a few objects in each lot. So here is a result for that first episode. I've changed a few things, like down. No more windows on that side in the end result. So the auditorium, there is an access from the esplanade there. And I've added a fire escape on that side here. And also the bike racks have like a awning over them. Added a few more details in the back, but that will be for the next episode. For now, it looks like that. So that's the one level skip marker here. It's going to not be visible. It's going to be accessible but not visible, and that's the real floor, let's say, and with the cafeteria on the right. Then that one is also a level skip marker, and then that's going to be the real floor with 2 classrooms and a few activity rooms. But more details on that in the next episode. That should be out tomorrow, if everything goes right. I won't be there to be sure, because I'm going to be away for almost a week. I'm going to look after my 2 youngest nephews, as it's back to school week next week in France. And that also means that next week I won't have time to edit an episode, so no episode next week. I'm pretty sure there won't be any episode next week, but the second one is going to be out tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow then. À demain!